rajjogyanat kshanineva yadvad rajo hi sarpini bhati tad vatchiti sakshat visvakarena kevala bhati tadvachiti sakshat visvakarena kevala. As we have been discussing very carefully that first we discussed that Atma, Anatma, there are two things exist. And interestingly, Atma creates Anatma. And because we had to highlight this aspect, a common person thinks that I am Anatma. But in reality, it is Atma. So when we discussed this point, now how this Atma created this Anatma. So to explain this Atma created Anatma, so it needs two types of causes. So one is nimitta karana, other one is upādāna karana. Nimitta karanam, efficient cause, there is no problem at all. Why? Because every religion, everybody accepts except Nastikas that God is the creator. So there is no problem at all. Efficient cause, with reference to efficient cause, there is no problem for everybody except Nastikas. But there is a problem with reference to upādāna karana. That okay, God created this universe. How did He create this universe? Where was He before? Being in the heaven, He created this universe. Okay, did He create heaven or not? Yes, of course. Then when He created heaven, where was He? Don't ask the question. You know the story. So, with reference to upādāna karana, only we have problem. And interestingly, yesterday we brought this topic. There are two types of upādāna karana. So one is we call ārambhavāda or parināmavāda. So you can use the word parināmavāda also. So parināma upādāna karanam, and second one is called vivarta upādāna karanam. Because these are the technical words to be remembered to have clarity, or else it will not work. Like if you study engineering, whether you like it or not, you have to remember certain technical words. You say, no, I want to simplify, it will not work. If you want to study law, some technical words. For every field, there are some technical words to be remembered technically. So also, Shastra, when you are studying, you have to remember certain technical words. Don't look for translation, okay? That's very clear. You have to be, or else it's a disaster. However, so one is called parināma vivarta karana, like the milk becoming yogurt. It goes through some changes. Even though milk is the material cause, there is no doubt in it, of yogurt. But to become yogurt, it has to go through certain changes. So that's why there is a parināma. But because it is parināma vivartavad, upādāna karanam, now the reverse process cannot happen. If you ask that this same yogurt to become milk, will it be possible? I remember this particular logic, I really recollect now. In our childhood, all these magicians used to come to the villages. And of course, they will produce lot of things. So it is hand trick. Some of them in our childhood we have seen it, with due respect. Some of them use hand trick. Some of them use, to be very honest, some extra power like some ghost and other things will be at their disposal, to be very honest. And they make lot of things to appear to produce. But I remember one incident. the fellow will be able to produce. So, I remember we asked, in fact, I was the fellow, I asked, okay, you could produce this thing. So can you take it back? Because that time I already started, getting into this Vedanta and other things. So, I said, okay, you could produce now. Fantastic. Really, I was shocked. In fact, I went to, examine him. I was taken aback. That's why I said he had some extra fellow. It was not hand trick at all. Then I said, okay, you have produced a fantastic. Can you take it back? Do you know what did he say? He said, I am not a God. This is the point to communicate, okay? I am not God. I said, what is there with the God? You produce, you can take back. He said, look, God is only thing or person, he used the word person also, thing or person, can produce and take back, because while producing, God does not change himself. Whereas we, whenever produce something, we have to go through the change. Means, he highlighted parinama upādāna kāraṇam. Can you see this point? Very sensible point without knowing the technical aspect. Today I am sharing the technical point. So here this parinama means once you create or once it is created, it cannot be reversed. That's why we say we all go through parinama. Once we make mistake, it cannot be reversed. it is not possible. Once mistake is done, done. So because it's parinama, if it is vibharta, no problem, okay? Like computer, okay, you can delete, but still don't worry, data remains, okay? That's another level. So now here, he uses this word, hey look, the sarva becomes what? Sorry, the rajju becomes a sarva. The rope becomes a sarva. Remember, this is the 2 points to be understood. In parinama upādāna kāraṇam, the product or the carrier to happen takes some time. Like milk to become yogurt takes some time. That's why in South India, I would like to highlight, any one of you also, please remember, in South India, like without tair, without yogurt, the food or the meal is not complete. Even if they go to Alaska, they will look for yogurt, okay? I am not telling you jokes, okay? That's why there is yogurt maker, okay? So they carry. However, and they have got another sad part is, this is the additional point, when this yogurt becomes a sour, too much sour, they will add little milk and dilute it and consume that. Remember, that is one of the dangerous things to do in life. If you do this thing continuously, you will have nerve problem. And many South Indians have got nerve problem because of this reason. It is already confirmed study. So these are the new study to be done. Why I brought this topic here? Not out of the topic, not out of the context either. Because this parinamavada, or you can say parinama upādāna kāraṇam, wherever, to become something, or the kāraṇam to become carrier, the cause to become product, needs some time. So the milk to become yogurt needs some time, some effort. Without time and effort, the milk cannot become yogurt. Can you see this point? Instant solution will not work. Whereas in vivartavada, that means where upādāna kāraṇam becomes carrier without going through change, that is called vivartavada. In that, remember, there is no time involved. There is no effort involved. Can you see these 2 points carefully? And that is what is being highlighted here. The rajju, the rope, becomes a snake. Because of what? Because of ajñānam, ajñānāt. If there is full light, daylight, will there be any problem? Definitely not. If there is no light, completely darkness, will there be any problem? Unless you step on it. Only problem comes when there is a tube light. Visible, not visible. Now he says very carefully, because of ignorance, now the rope is visible. And he uses the word kshanena eva. Very, in that moment, same moment, in an instant. It doesn't take a second. The moment you see rope, you see snake. Is there any time delay? Including live telecast, you have at least few seconds time delay, because it has to go to satellite, again come back, okay? Here, there is no time delay at all. So instantly, at the same moment, the rajju now is visible as snake. In fact, you can use the word rajju becomes snake. That's also acceptable, no problem. And not only it becomes snake, it does all the activities of snake. You understand? Suppose there is some wind, it moves. Then what happens? That rope moves. Hey, look. How it started moving. And not only that, suppose your head starts reeling and you start seeing the snake is also reeling, okay? Now, not only it is visible, also it does all its activities without any delay. Instantly, ityartha. So that means in vivartavada, the universe, this is another point to be arrived at, okay? In vivartavada, the universe is instantly created. So that means Darwin theory is dismissed. So God did not create first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day. Then after that he wanted 1 day holiday, okay? It doesn't work. Because based on this philosophical statement, Darwin came up with this idea, okay? Darwin just copied this idea, nothing else. And because it merged with Christianity, so Christianity or all these people, they stamped it. Like, as you know, how Galileo was being punished for no reason. Because he went against Christianity. Don't forget this background, okay? Nobody talks this aspect either. However, coming back to the point here, so because of vivartavada, then you can say, no, we can go for parinamavada, because this is a very crucial point to clarify the religious aspect also. No, why not parinamavada? So let us look at the God is parinama upādāna kāraṇam. Okay, fine. If parinama upādāna kāraṇam, then God cannot become same God again. The milk becomes yogurt. Now again, can it become what? Become the milk? Not possible. So that's why here what happens, if you say that God becomes this thing, that means again God cannot come back. That's why we accept to a great extent this Big Bang theory. Why and how? Let us not get into too much. That's not our topic today. Now he says, look, bhati tadvachiti sakshat vishwakarena kevalam. So the chiti, the consciousness which is kevala, feminine. So means, he says, look, because he goes everything with the feminine. That's why Sarpini, female snake, because of this reason he brought it, okay? Not male one. Here he says, chiti, the consciousness, that which is pure, now appears directly, instantly, sakshat, directly, instantly, as what? As vyāpakatā, as this entire universe, in the form of this universe. That means there is no delay, there is nothing goes through change. It is just appearing as the rope appeared to be snake. You can see for yourself also. Whenever there is a confusion, I can give you another example. Let us say in your house, this is a popular example we give. You know, this married men especially, men or women both, okay? So they put this ring, okay, in different. And many men and women have got a problem, they remove the ring once in a while. Okay, because they are tired, whatever. So where they keep it? Most of the time, so while sleeping, so you feel, keep inside under the pillow. Now, maid servant is coming to your home regularly. And you are looking for your ring, but not able to find. And that day, the maid servant received a call. Something she was talking, yes, I need to go to a jewelry shop. She says, yes, I need to go to a jewelry shop. Now what happens to you? She must have taken. Now why she wants to go to jewelry shop? Then suddenly says, look, I would like to go little early because I have some other work. Over phone says, I want to go to jewelry shop. You could over here. Whereas to you says, I need to go little early. Now what happens? Now it is confirmed or not? So that it is confirmed that you need to go. When I said the person is a thief, she must have stolen. Now you are getting angry, but you cannot say anything. Whole day she lives, but you cannot shout at because you have not seen. You cannot point out you have not seen. But at the same time, you cannot accept it either. Whole day you have been thinking. All projections. In fact, the day she joined you, what are the things that have happened? What are the things you have done for the person? And you will see everywhere, look, I have done so much. The person finally cheated me. Then you get hurt. This is how the getting hurt, okay? And you start comparing, you start, analyzing. Always you are in upper hand and you are the victim. Now every analysis, you will have all the chart entire day. Working on this, working on that, blah, 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 everything goes. Suddenly, in the night, that too in the midnight, so pillow you moved or something like that, so okay, suddenly your hand touches the ring. The moment, even if in darkness, okay, the moment touches, you get shocked, then you switch on the light and see, oh, this is same ring. Now what happens? The entire projected world, your sense of heart. Now, what happens? Okay, don't worry, it gets changed to sense of guilt. That's another dangerous part, okay? The sense of heart becomes sense of guilt, that's more dangerous. But point is here, what happens to your projected world? In 1 second, instantly, the moment you see the ring, does it vanish or not? Do you do some arati? Do you do some puja? Do you do instant meditation? Or you do mindfulness meditation? Okay? Let me do some mindfulness meditation, okay? Somebody sent me a message which is worth reading. I was going through. So person wanted to get the feedback. Swamiji, what do you think of this mindful meditation? Please understand, when Buddhism could not stand, how do you think that one fraction of Buddhism is right? That's why all side effect of mindfulness meditation is visible, which they do not publish because it is a multi-million industry. Especially in America, forget about that, in iPhone there is mindfulness meditation. How much money must have been paid to iPhone to introduce this part also? And that's why it has to have side effect. There is no choice. Whatever paper has come out, truth, but it will not come to the light like vaccine. So let us not get into too much. However, so coming to the point, here, how this entire world, projected world, vanishes in a moment. The moment knowledge comes. So also our all entire projection. How? With this also I'll go to next verse. Let us look at next verse, or else we'll go like this. Upādānaṁ prapañcasya brahmaṇo'nyan brahmaṇo'nyat na vidyate tasmāt sarva prapañco'yaṁ brahmaivāsti na cetarat. Says, look, upādānaṁ, this is also need to look at very carefully, that so prapañcasya brahmaṇah anyat upādānaṁ na vidyate. The universe that we see, the universe that we experience, including body mind complex, okay? Don't look at others. Other is a problem. People always come forward, Swamiji, that person is a problem. What about you? Are you a problem or not? If you are not a problem, will you see that other as a problem? The moment you see that other is a problem, that means you are relating your insecurity with the other person. That is how it works. However, here also, when you say only universe, universe and universe, hey, what about you? Your body-mind complex is also universe, okay? Don't forget that. In fact, this universe is more important than this external universe, okay? However, he says, look, this prapañcasya, this entire universe, including this body-mind complex that I am holding onto and considering as me. And he says, look, this prapañcasya brahmaṇah anyat upādānaṁ nasti or na vidyate iti. So that means the Brahman is the upādāna kāraṇa. There is no other choice. So if the Brahman is upādāna kāraṇa, it is like, as we say, if the gold is the chain, that's why we say golden chain, silver chain. Now, the chain is nothing but other than gold. It is in fact gold or not? And any transaction you use, if you want to sell it, so are you being paid for gold or are you being paid for chain? Only for gold. Yes, you pay for chain, okay? When you buy, you pay for chain. But when you are going to sell it off, do they pay the money for the chain? Definitely not. In fact, they will pay only for gold, again minus, okay? They will say this, that, the trick of all the goldsmith or jewelry shops. However, now here is a slok. Now, how we look at the golden chain not as a chain but only gold. If you have little knowledge, if you are emotional person, oh, my father had given, father had given, or it is generations, it has been passed to me. Because of my problem, I have to sell. Can you give little more money, little extra? So you want to bring all your emotions. So, but what the goldsmith will say? Please take it back. I am not interested in your emotion. I am only interested in what? In gold. Can you see how the person is clear? So also here, your emotion will not work. Because why emotion? Emotion is out of confusion. Just look at your life. Whenever you are emotional, with reference to anybody or anything, it is only because of confusion. The best example we can give Arjuna. The one who worked so many years to fight against Kauravas. Not that he did not know with whom he is going to fight. He prepared everything, including he went to heaven with physical body. There also, this especially Rambha. No, Menaka, not Ram. Menaka wanted to marry him. One of the things, okay, the Rambha or Menaka or Urvashi, whoever, wanted to marry him. He said, no, I have come for a purpose. He was very clear. Now, same Arjuna in the battlefield, did he become emotional or not? And not only he became emotional, did he try to blabber or not? Did he try to justify or not? First chapter of Bhagavad Gita, okay? Please recollect. So why did it happen? Because wherever there is confusion, there is emotion. And whenever you are emotional, that means your confusion has taken over you. And next step would be, if you do not look at confusion, you will justify your emotions. And whatever experience, whatever knowledge you have, you will utilize everything to justify. And you will make sure other must listen to you, mother must accept that you are right. As Arjuna did, okay? Look at Arjuna. That time, Lord Krishna, what did he do? He was smiling, poor fellow. Did Krishna say anything? Smiling, okay, vomit. Then of course, when his battery went down in the second chapter, so he provoked him, hey, don't behave like a cleaver, like a eunuch. Then again his ego got hurt. When ego got hurt, there are two steps. This is called God's grace. So if you are being challenged, so instead of surrendering, again you start blabbering. You become, revengeful. Then what happens? You are a destructive person. You are not a trustworthy person. Nobody will accept you in your life. You are a failure person. This is what the Shastra says. This is what my observation. You can feel, see for yourself. But what Arjuna did? So when he was being challenged, his ego, imagine Arjuna, person like Arjuna, okay? Hey, you don't behave like a cleaver, okay? Of course, he was a cleaver for some time, 1 year, okay? Don't worry. Not that he was not. He was also eunuch for 1 year. He chose to be because of the curse. Still, what he did? He surrendered, went down. That is how he handled confusion. So when he handled confusion through the Bhagavad Gita, did he become emotional? Was there any emotion? So that's why you need to see very carefully. And this is what he says, look, tasmāt. Because of that reason, what happens? He says, sarva prapañcaha brahmaivāsti na ca cetarat. Now he says, look, tasmāt. Therefore, ayam sarva prapañcaha. This entire world, universe, brahmaivāsti, only Brahman, alone, nothing else. Na cetarat iti, nothing else. Like how the goldsmith sees only gold, not chain, nor anything. Continuing. vyāpakatā mithyā sarvam ātmeti śāsanāt iti jñāte pare tattve bhedasyāvasaraḥ kutaḥ. So he comes up with a new point. That's why I say these cultural practices and knowledge must go together. And this traditional culture, that especially if you look at the Indian set of mind and other set of mind, there is a big difference. One is with knowledge, other one is lack of knowledge. Now, some of you, those who are exposed this Vedantic teaching and adapted Vedantic teaching, getting exposed and adapting, there is difference. Because exposed conveniently, you can change the way you want. Whereas, when you adapt, you will see your way of living has to change. If your way of living has not changed, that means you are exposed to Vedanta, but you have not adapted Vedanta. Means there is no understanding, it is just superficial. Why I brought this topic? I think already time is up. He brings 2-3 points, very nice here. Vyāpya and vyāpaka. So, vyāpya means that which is pervaded object. Vyāpaka means that which pervades. So, pervader and pervaded. He says, look, if you say the Brahman is pervaded all over the world, the entire universe. So the Brahman becomes what? Vyāpaka, pervader. And this universe becomes what? Vyāpya, the object of pervade. So that means there is duality or not? So if I say this cloth pervades my hand, look, covers my hand, is covered by the cloth, hand is covered by the cloth. Now, there is duality or not? It has to be there. And what we say, wherever there is duality, there is samsara, there is a problem. So the purpose of Shastra, the purpose of religion is not to teach duality. I know. By default, I know there is a duality. So to know that, again duality, to get confirmation of duality, is it necessary for me to go to any Shastra, to study any Shastra? Don't you think it is a waste of time and waste of life? Because I know it. So what I know already, to get the confirmation, it's like, no, I am stupid. I do go meditation, okay? Ask koham, or mindful meditation. I do meditation. Then what happens to me? After a few years of meditation, what I'll get? I'll get confirmation how stupid I am. Or how deep or how strong my stupidity. Also, how difficult to come out. Earlier I knew only stupid, nothing else, okay? But how many layers stupidity, how many complications, what to do, what not to do, in details I know, because I'll have PhD on that, okay? So he says, look, this vyāpya, vyāpaka, and of course this vyāpya, vyāpaka, we also use this vishai, vishayah. Same thing we use because we use different terminology. He says, of course, this what happens, he says it is mithyā, it is false. And how? He says śāsanāt. Śāsana is a beautiful word. This is again translated very wrongly by Britishers in India and destroyed. The whole proceeding in India, including court, is running in a wrong way. That's why the cultural confusion was being created. Śāsanāt, generally Śāsana means, if you understand, administration. The translation will be administration. Do you know? Bharat Sashan. British Sashan, okay? call this country state śāsana. So that country is śāsana. But here we use the śāsana means this is the administration must be done in keeping with Shastra. From Shastra comes śāsana. So the injunction of Shastra, remember this point, okay? The injunction of Shastra is supposed to be the administration. So you cannot say India is a secular country and bring śāsana. Contradiction. Can you see this point? There is no secularity. You cannot bring secularity. Because śāsana word itself, the administration itself. How do you administrate anything? So there should be a law book. What should be law book? So you make constitution. Where from the constitution comes? Any country constitution. How does it come? You borrow. Few people who happens to be influential that moment somehow, they decide the future of the country. You understand? How dangerous is it? Any country you look at, your country you look at. They don't follow the scripture or whatever which has been following thousands of years. Because they are rebellious basically. They create their scripture. And we have to accept it. I think I have taken more time today. So, śāsanāt here, the instruction of Shastra. And here it says, look, everywhere scripture says, vyāpakatā, duality is mithyā, is false, sarvam ātmeti. That's why this Narasimha avatar comes. In the cultural practices, Narasimha avatar, with this I'll stop it. So what is Narasimha avatar? So Narasimha avatar is like this. The person says, look, starts with the son Hiranyakashipu, one demon. So his, son is called Prahlada, says that everywhere is Vishnu. Everything is Vishnu. He doesn't accept it. Then finally says, cut short. This pillar, he says, of course, pillar. In pillar there is Vishnu. This is called pervaded, pervader, pervaded. The object of pervaded and pervader concept. Then finally what happens? The pillar itself was Vishnu. So the Narasimha comes out of the pillar. To establish that the Ishvaraha or Brahman, the Atma or the consciousness pervades everything and there is nothing exists, even though the object of pervade and pervader are one and same. We will see.